Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. We're gonna go shopping. I tweaked the volume on the mic per request in the comment section. Let me know if it's too loud. I think it's probably gonna be fine, but I want to hear you guys' opinion. And while we're checking in on volume and whatnot, how does the music in the background sound? Let me know in the volume levels. Okay, so we are going shopping. It's the end of a season. We just began a new season, rather. As a result, the market is saturated with inexpensive reward cards. So as you know me, I'm looking specifically reward cards because these are the ones that are in print. They're the ones that are in circulation. There's a ton of them coming to the market every day, especially at the end of a season. I wanted to show you what I'm looking at. First of all, I went to reward. I just look at all rewards, and the cheapest ones are where I'm buying. And just to kind of reaffirm my thesis on the value for these things, the value being different than the price. You know, we're talking 7.5 cents for the Gargoya Lion. I've queued up all the cheapest ones, 7.5 cents. Look at this: rare Eden, rare Eden, rare Eden, rare Eden, rare Eden. You know, if that's not a bot, I'd be surprised. Like if he doesn't have bots that are doing that, he's getting a lot of cards somehow, specifically from this one card. So not trying to throw shade. I know bots kind of a dirty word in these days, but I don't have any problems with bots. But this to me looks like it's an indication of a bot account. It also looks like it's an indication of, you know, the price discounts that I'm getting because bots are cheap labor. You know, cards would be more expensive if it weren't for bots. So I'm going to take advantage of that. Like as long as they're here, as long as they're putting cards in the market for cheap or really inexpensive, I'm going to be picking them up. Gargoya Lion is one of those cards that nobody seems to appreciate, but for this price point, as I just go over here and I look at rewards, I look at neutral, I look at common. These are all the cards within that class. Common, neutral. Now, which ones of them are tanks? Well, we've got Rusty Android, which is one of the crappiest cards in the game. Like, this card sucks. It's the same mana cost. It's, you know, similar hit points. It's actually got less hit points because this one's got armor. It does slightly more damage. It's got Magic Reflect, but no flight. At the higher levels, it gets no extra bonuses. Like, it has 4 melee, 4 speed, 10 hearts, and Magic Reflect at the highest level. Whereas the Gargoya Lion has Flying, Void, and Enrage. With armor, hit points, and slightly less damage, but the Void and the Enrage make this thing and the Flying make this thing way more powerful. So if you just directly compare Rusty Android, which is selling for $1.23 per BCX, right? $1.23 per BCX. We scroll down. 1 BCX costs $1.23. 5 costs $1.70. 12 costs 88 cents each. So you can get some discounts if you want to buy 13 at a time or 40 at a time. But even if you come over here and you buy a maxed out copy, you're talking 36 cents per BCX. $182 is the going price. Now, to be fair, this might never sell. This price might never sell. But it is the cheapest one on the marketplace in the entire world, right? There is no cheaper Rusty Android. And so that price seems to be like it's fair and reasonable. And I can see that somebody recently purchased one for that price point. So my point is, if we said each Gargoya Lion was worth 36 cents, that's the dirt cheap price for Rusty Android. And Rusty Android sucks. It's worse than Gargoya Lion. But if we said every one of these Gargoya Lions will one day be just 36 cents, what is that? 4 times? 36 cents divided by 0.075. For 75 cents or 7.5 cents for one Gargoya Lion. So it's almost 5 times the value. The price, sorry. So Gargoya Lion is 1/5 the cost of the Rusty Android. To me, that's just proof that this thing is way underpriced and it's a decent card. I think people are sleeping on it. I think because there's so many of it coming to market, it's lower than it should be. I'm gonna buy them up until they stop going for 7-8 cents. And if they keep falling, I'm going to keep buying them. Pelacor Mercenary is the other one I'm looking at here. Go back, we'll clear some of these modifiers of some of these filters. What was the other one? Pelacor Mercenary. Look at this one. If this doesn't tell you the bots are present, long LX, long LX, long LX, long L, all of these are from one account and they keep going. Look at that. It's a full page and each one of them has 14 BCX. Let's see the next page. There he is. He almost has 2 full pages and they're all 14 BCX per. And they're all the same price. I mean, clearly bots are a thing, but I'm just going to, you know, they're here, they're doing their thing. They haven't been forcibly excluded from the game, so I'm going to take advantage of them, and you should too. These are really inexpensive prices, and no one is going to liquidate for the same price as a person who has this type of liquidity, sorry, this type of supply, right? This guy is selling them for this value because he has so many of them. And let's compare this card like we did to the last one. So Pelacor Mercenary is a common reward card for the Earth Splinter. So we're gonna look at Earth, we're gonna look at common, and we're gonna look at rewards. So I wouldn't say we're directly comparable to these ones, would you? I mean, it's something like these cards, but Harvester just stopped being printed. So I want to see something that's a bit older to try and speculate about where the price could go. Nectar Queen is a bit older, but still not really old, and it's quite different in some respects, isn't it? It's got flying, it's got retaliate, it's got poison. Flying, retaliate. You know what? They're actually pretty similar, aren't they? They've got both have high hit points. They're both a tank. This one has lower melee damage, but it has the self heal. Nectar Queen is 2 mana cost more, has the higher melee damage and the poison, but no self heal. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a fair comparison. You know, if you don't want to look at, you know, we could just look at non-reward cards, green. And then you start to open up, is it something like the Flesh Golem? You know, it's quite a bit like the Flesh Golem. Void and heal. Self-heal. No void though, hey? So probably not as good as the Flesh Golem, because the Flesh Golem Void makes it a super amazing, resilient tank. But it's something like the Flesh Golem. It's also something like the Orc Splitter. Where is he? What's going on here? Oh, it's not a common. It's a rare. So let's look at common and rare. So the Pelacor Mercenary is something like, in my opinion, the Nectar Queen. It's also something like the Flesh Golem. It's also something like Orc Splitter, Stone Splitter Orc. And as you can see, the price points on these ones for the low value, the market value, $2, $2, $1.50. No, sorry, that's the wrong. 85 cents. Even if we said, and remember, Nectar Queen is not very old. When you compare it to Flesh Golem or Orc Splitter, you start to see what older cards happens to their price points. They become more rare. They're still desirable, so their price goes up. Nectar Queen is quite a bit newer, so the 85 cents might just be because it's relatively new. So I'm saying even if we took the lowest out of there, we go from 12 cents to roughly 80 cents. You know, that makes this thing capable of like a 5-6x in the near future, like 1 year-ish. So yeah, I'm buying a bunch of those. I wish I could buy more, but I gotta save. Oh, somebody stole my Gargoya Lion while I'm talking. And then Harklaw. Let's be quick here. We gotta look at Harklaw before somebody buys those ones from me. So Harklaw, legendary reward. Harklaw is gone down another 20, 30 cents. I'm gonna get a couple copies. I'm gonna get a couple copies. No, they're getting bought up. Okay, there's more being listed. So this card's amazing. It's legendary, it's got shield, it's got immunity, it's got demoralize. At the highest level, it's got 3 attack, 10 hearts. It's got 3 shields. It's a slow monster, but that's okay. It's not going to be stunned. It's not going to be poisoned. It's not going to have those negative status effects. And when we compare it to other black tanks, not epic, we're going to death tanks. Let's go beta. So yeah, I mean, it's something like Lord of Darkness. It doesn't have the retaliate. It doesn't have a stun. doesn't have Enrage. So I would still say Lord of Darkness is more powerful, but Lord of Darkness is in the same conversation. And I would say Harklaw is a decent counter to a Lord of Darkness because it cannot be stunned. And it has a Demoralize, which is going to dampen or weaken the Enrage power of the Lord of Darkness. So they might not be comparable, but they are in the same power conversation, and they would probably be good counters to one another. Harklaw being a better counter to Lord of Darkness than the other way around. Okay, and let's look at some promo legendaries. No, it's not really like any of those. Untamed. No, I wouldn't say it's like that. So it really is, the closest comparable is Lord of Darkness. And Lord of Darkness is going for 150 per BCX. So yeah, we're going to buy 3 of them right now. But look at all the saturation. Fire King, Fire King, Fire King. See this? Of course bots are a thing in this game. And on one hand, it's a problem. But on the other hand, you and I have a chance to take care of it. Take advantage of it. If you want to take advantage of it, you can come in and buy some reasonably priced cards. And that's what I'm doing. So we're going to spend 9,000 DEC. There we go. Made my deck stronger, and I'm investing in the future. What I did to get that money is I sold reward cards that had appreciated wildly over the last few weeks, months, going from pennies to tens of dollars each. And by extracting that value, I'm able to reinvest in cards that have not yet appreciated. There's no way that $10 for Harklaw is a final price for Harklaw. Right now, it's still being printed. The number of issuance of the Harklaw. We go to Splinter Stats. Nope, not splinterstats.com. Splinter Stats. Kiokiz.github.io. Go over to rewards. And where is he? Harklaw. Only 6% of the Harklaws that will ever be issued have been issued so far. So of course there's going to be this continued saturation that happens with the marketplace over the next coming months, and the price might go down within the next few months. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I'm kind of expecting it. But that'll be more and more opportunities for me to dollar cost average into it. It just means that today I don't need to buy 1,000 copies. I can buy 2 copies a week for the next 50 weeks, and then I'm going to have 100 copies at the end of the year. And then I'm going to have a ton of copies when this thing goes out of circulation, and the price is definitely going to go up from $10. Like, it might go down to 5 before it goes up to 100, but one day, because of how this game works, because of the deflationary nature of these cards, because of the fact that this is a good card, because of the fact that I believe in this game, I'm willing to take the risk that I think the upside potential is better than the downside risk. That's my view on the 3 cards I just showed you today. And if that makes sense to you, then you might want to like and subscribe to the channel, because we talk about this kind of analysis and this type of approach and thinking to try and maximize your rewards within this amazing blockchain-based video game. This is the analysis that I put into it to try and invest my money in a wise way, but that's going to garner a certain amount of reward for my investigation, for my investment. And so yeah, stick around, stay tuned, like and subscribe. And guys, we'll leave it there. Thank you for your time and attention. Hope you have an amazing day. God bless.